Hello and welcome to the finale of the Norse Gods Championship 2022. This is HyzerMedia's coverage brought to you by Central PA Disc Golf and brought to you in part by our Patreon supporters. Thank you to all of them for supporting our coverage, and thank you to all of you who have joined us for this entire tournament. I'm Dave Oster here with Kevin Gleason, and we're bringing you right into this back nine. Kevin, what do we got?
How's it going, everybody? Kevin Gleason here, team captain, Latitude 64, and it is a close match right now. We're going into hole 10, par 3, 257 feet. That tree that the drone just went by, you want to stay to the right side of it, but the left side's just fine. People probably throw a backhand. Mike Moser might even throw a roller again, and some people are just going to throw sidearm. So right now we got Luke at 31, Dylan at 30, Mike Moser 27, and Ethan at 27. And
looks like he caught that one little vine early and kept him from getting really inside the circle. He's probably about the circle's edge there.
yeah, I could. There's the basket. I couldn't tell how far out he is, but yeah, it looks like Dylan's probably circle's edge. Ethan punched in a little bit. Looks to be a flippy mid-range. Maybe it caught a tree or kept going.
Yeah, it looked like if it caught something filtered down a little bit left side. Lucas had a little bit of trouble in this hole yesterday. Let's see if he can correct it.
Mike definitely didn't have any problem with this hole, and he actually punched even farther with the roller. I like the roller that Mike's throwing because it goes downhill, high grass, and then uphill to a bunch of trees. So as long as you get the right speed on it, it'll fight up the hill and slow itself down. Yeah, Dylan probably edges circle for a birdie. Hits this and he pushed it a little bit. Oh, sit down. There he goes. Those little rollaways on these Pennsylvania hills get your nerves, get you a little scared.
Yep, they can keep going quite a ways.
Very nice putt for Ethan on hole 10. Everybody's putting out. Mike went back a little bit. Lucas with a bogey.
Yeah, I think we might have missed his one shot that hit and went down.
Okay.
So
wow.
tied for first now, yeah.
Hole 11, quirky hole. Go up with a roller. Go straight down this ledge right here. Try not to fall down the ledge right there. But people will be throwing sidearm, roller, backhand. Just a big hyzer. And it looks like Ethan got a little bit over on it.
Yeah, a little too big of a hyzer.
Oh, yeah. Mike threw it perfectly down the hill. 20-foot comebacker.
Yep, that'll work.
Dylan's going probably roller. Roller's a great play here. You just want to hit up there, turn left right about the time you hit, and just fall down the basket and almost go in.
Beautiful.
And I've heard it's actually been aced a couple of times with a roller, just like that.
Yeah, it's got so much, up and down motion that it could easily just kick off of something and pop in there.
Ethan still has some work because even when you keep it back, there's OB River right past that basket you haven't seen yet. So you have to be really careful even on your upshot down the hill because where the camera is right now, directly behind the camera, is out of bounds.
Lucas still not down the hill after 2 shots.
And looks like he's got about a 20-footer. Now, there's a great camera view from you. Where do you just right on top, shooting straight down?
Yeah, right on the edge of that rope.
There you go. That was a good putt by Lucas to save his 3, especially with Dylan down there at the bottom with the putt for birdie. Ethan left that a little bit low, and I think that'll be a bogey for him. Yeah, I'm really digging the camera view that you're on right now. I like that.
Get a little bird's eye view for there.
Yeah. There you go, Mike. Mike getting a birdie back. Running it down, puts him only one stroke away from first. Although Dylan has this to take the lead, I believe.
Ooh.
And he left that a little bit low, but it fell in. So, yeah, with that putt right there, Dylan will take the lead at 31.
So I think for the first time the entire tournament, someone else has the outright lead over Luke. So let's see what happens coming up on hole 12, par 3, 352 feet. You're out throwing from an elevated, built-up deck of a tee pad down and have some low-hanging branches through the fairway, so it makes it a challenging throw. And then, of course, a row of trees you got to get through just to access the green, and an OB river all along the right side.
Yeah, there's some cool holes out here. So if you ever have the chance to get to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, I really suggest you go to Shiprock and play this course. It's going to take you a little time. It's a longer course, but there's just holes at this course that you don't play at normal disc golf holes. Normal disc golf courses don't have a drop off of 60 feet down to the basket. So,
right, very unique holes, very fun to play. There's also the short tee pads that we haven't seen, and almost ringing it up. Dylan going past the basket by 40 feet.
So the hole's 352 feet. Dylan just threw it almost 40 feet past or more. That's a 400-foot shot. And you're throwing from up high below the limbs to penetrate through those trees. And that's just an amazing shot. And such a hard shot.
Yeah, very small margin of error for the height to get all the way there.
There's so many trees and so many branches that it's Ethan with a really nice shot. I have trouble getting past the tree line, so it looks like Ethan's got he's able to throw pretty far.
Off the basket for Mike.
Another inch, I think Mike was in.
Yeah.
So Lucas here, and he knew it out of his hand that it was going to be low and right. So if Ethan's putting right now, maybe Dylan didn't go as far as we thought he did. Or they might be doing speed of play, which, in a round you can do speed of play. Dylan's 35 out, maybe right at the edge of circle, one step out. And like round 2, he pushed it a little bit right. Good comeback or par for Ethan.
So great drives on this hole, but it looks like I think everybody's putted already. No one's getting the birdie. Probably just 4 pars tapping in.
It's a bonus 2 if you can get it on this hole. Unlike the next hole, hole 13 is one that everybody really, really wants to get. It's not one you want to miss. It's I think it's 285 feet. See if I get that right. 298 feet. So 298 feet. I tried. 298 foot par 3. You're just wanting to go something over stable, felon, maybe destroyer. Throw it off to the right, let it dump in. Not many sidearms on this hole because the backhand line is just so good. Just so you throw it up to the right and let it dump. If you throw something flat and straight at it, the river is behind it about 50 feet. So if you really juiced one, you could possibly go into water.
And thank you to Decades for sponsoring this hole.
Yeah, it looked like Mike was a little bit low on that, but still put him right inside the circle. Dylan going zone. I think he needed a little bit more height. He kind of pushed that back there and into the high grass, but he'll have a putt at it. It's a little tricky of a putt with all that high grass back there. Lucas going harp. This looks perfect.
Little skip.
We'll skip. Yeah, you know, what's that, 18 feet or so?
Yeah, it was even a little long.
I'm going to give a shout out to Bradley again for acing this hole during our previous round. Oh, Ethan just forgot to let go. And it's probably good that he hit that limb because I'm pretty sure the river's over that way also. So,
Yeah, it wraps all the way around. He easily could have gone in there.
And he'll get up and down for his par.
Yeah, great recovery shot.
And Mike just an inch or two off again. Here's Dylan, probably circles edge. Looks just a little bit right again. Lucas to get the lead tied again. There you go. Good little pressure putt for the young kid. Dylan and Lucas, 31. Ethan to stay at 27. And Mike will most likely stay at 29.
Yes, be interesting to see Lucas, how he responds. Obviously, he was in the lead the entire tournament, 3 rounds. Now that he's got some more pressure on him, we'll see how much he can actually continue pushing and plan to keep the lead.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, 4 rounds, you got the humidity. It's hard to keep the lead the whole time. I mean, to just keep going and playing that good so long as, you know, it takes a lot. So here we go, hole 14, par 4, 585 feet. You're just trying to get a hyzer off the tee to stay clean, fall left with a fairly easy upshot. If you turn it over, there are some trees and the river runs down the right side of this path. So anything that would go right into these trees would have a chance of going into the river. Looks like Luke has his rive.
And that should do.
Yeah, that's probably 100 feet away. So he probably put a good 450 to 480 on that. As long as Mike stays clean, he should be in prime position.
And I think both of them actually caught that tree last round, so they made a good correction. A little more hyzer, a little more stable of a disc, getting through the gap this time.
Yeah, Mike went with his strike. Dylan's going destroyer again, and that'll be just fine. Also, that's going to be up right around where Lucas landed, and I'm going to say Ethan's power. He should be right up there with him. Oh, he sawed that off a little bit. It needs to push past those trees, and I think it did.
Yeah, just barely.
That's good. Because I'll tell you what, I decided to see what it was like playing from inside those trees the first round or the third round, first round here, and it's not a good place to be.
Yeah, you're still quite a bit away.
Dylan and I both went in those branches or those bushes the first round, and he was able to throw a sidearm underneath the basket.
Wow.
For the birdie drop in.
I was going to say, with obstructed throw, that's going to be still far enough away. It's probably hard to get all the way up there, but
it had to have been 370, 380 on his knee, throwing a sidearm all the way to the basket.
Incredible power.
Lucas with the routine, almost throwing it in 5 feet away, 4 feet away.
Yeah, and all these Dylan guys out drove the kid. Wow.
Oh, and he about threw it in also with his little Berg up shot. Mike leaving it a little bit low. It's starting to get hot also. You can see the person with the umbrella. It is warm.
And I believe that is Eric Hess following this lead card. Shout out to the tournament director.
Yeah, shout out to Eric. He was all over the place, dropping off water, making sure everybody was comfortable, making sure everybody was good. Being a great TD.
Absolutely. And we'll move over to hole 15, par 4, 579 feet. Steep uphill for your first shot, out of bounds island on your right side. Pretty much trying to land by the short pad, a little bit longer, setting yourself up for a fairly easy, probably just backhand hyzer shot into the hill, trying to get it close. A little bit of a low ceiling branch to the left side to contend with. And thank you to Hyzer Flip Disc Golf for sponsoring this hole.
Here goes Lucas with his rive. I believe he threw it OB the first round. And Did he make the Mando?
I believe he
Yeah.
did. He went far enough to the left and flexed it out, and he's all the way by 16's short tee pad. So,
Oh, wow. Okay. And that's actually a good spot to land because it'll just be a straight shot into the hill from where he's at down there.
yeah.
And like I said, Dylan, he can throw. He can throw far.
Yeah. Turn the catch cam around. You know you're throwing far.
Yeah, Ethan going sidearm, just trying to put himself. There's some OB to the left and to the right, so he's just pushing the OB left and letting it come down to the center. I'm sure he'll just throw a big. Now that's to get past that short pad with a sidearm is really impressive. So great shot, Ethan. Really nice.
Yeah, throwing uphill certainly takes the distance off, but able to get it all the way up there.
Yeah, I mean, there's Mike's landing right at the short pad, throwing backhand S. So, and it's still a tough shot. I mean, you're not throwing very far off the tee. Most of us aren't. So, it's still a long ways to get to that basket. Ethan's going sidearm again. I didn't expect that.
He seems
with as
to
much power as he,
favor that one a little bit more.
the problem with the sidearm, I mean, it's going to fall. He got a great kick, but it's going to, it's going to fall down the hill. So it'd be hard to get the control to stop it unless you say, hey, I'm just going to play the branches above the basket and drop it right down. Easy upshot for Dylan. Lucas going sidearm harp. And let's see, about 15 feet away.
Yeah. All these guys are pretty close. Mike with the farthest, maybe 25, almost 30.
There you go, Mike. He's like, thank you, Lord. He's just been a little bit off on these last few holes. And that's kind of frustrating because, I mean, we're coming into hole 15 right now. The two people that are really running away with this right now are Lucas and Dylan. So Mike missing those couple putts back there, put him 2 strokes away, 3 strokes away now with only 3 holes left. So, when you miss a couple putts going down to the end of a round when it's the 4th round, you can't be missing those putts because it just –
yeah, just bleeds the energy out of you. And move over to hole 16, par 4, 640 feet. Same out-of-bounds island all the way on the right side. You get up and over the hill. It's clear. Most of these players are trying to land around here or maybe get through this gap, set themselves up for an easy second shot. Approaching this pretty fast green, short grass, little dirt. At this time of the day, the dirt is pretty dry, and that same out-of-bounds river is still behind.
and Lucas went Warhorse. He threw a rive the round before. And I think he still pushed through the trees a little bit. He'll have it easy up and down.
Yeah, much further left than he was last round. So through the trees and in line with the fairway. So he should be set up for a good second throw.
That needs to turn. There is OB off to the left. He needs to hit some branches and fall. And I can't tell if that's OB or not.
I think he is out of bounds right over that barbed wire fence.
Ethan needs to keep going. Needs to go, go, go. And that's going to be out of bounds.
It's caught up in that tall grass. Just a few feet. If he gets over that, it does become inbounds again, but not able to get there.
Wow, that thing's got a nice little slow right drift to it. It almost looked like Mike was going to go Hyzer the whole time, but that thing flew nicely.
So Ethan taking it back where he went out. Still has a decent line to the basket.
Yeah, that's a good line. He's got a chance to save par.
Yep, right there.
Oh, yeah, great shot. Mike going over top. And tombstoning it in the ground.
That'll work. Right in the green. So Dylan actually took his relief off of the barbed wire, and then because he was out of bounds, he's able to take it straight back. He took it probably 10 to 15 feet. Knowing the rules, certainly helping himself out here. Giving him a better line to throw the Sky Hyzer over, similar to Mike. And similar result in terms of this from the basket.
Yes, Lucas is putting for eagle. And, no matter what, if he gets...
Ooh, just right side.
That was great. Here goes Mike for 2 in a row. Good putt, Mike. Cleaning the muck off the tombstone disc. Ethan taking a little extra time, focusing. Good par save after going out of bounds. That was a great upshot from where he threw. Dylan here to save par after going OB left. And he almost missed it, but It is in the bottom of the basket.
So now Lucas to take a one-stroke lead over Dylan with only 2 holes to play.
Boom. Not even thinking about it, just putting it in. Yep.
He certainly seems like he is in the right mindset for the end of this tournament.
Yes, he does.
And we will move over to hole 17 as we see par 4, 538 feet, crop field in the right out of bounds, left side out of bounds line up until the end of the tree line, and trying to get as far up the hill as you can, and then setting yourself up for a hyzer, probably hyzer approach into the tall grass of green.
Yeah, so Lucas here has his drive, and he's going to try to throw it up the hill and fall into the left side over by, it'd be the left side of 16's green, which is an easy up and down to the tree. So as long as he pushes through there, the OB ends at the tree line. So as long as he falls down that backside of that hill, exactly like he did, it's fairly easy up and down from there. Mike's going to probably run some kind of like a little S down the grass line and needs to push. And that's a perfect shot. Easy hyzer from there. I'm surprised Dylan doesn't throw the backhand down the hill like Lucas did. He must like the easy. It's an easy hyzer from there.
Yeah, if you get that landing zone, the first shot is probably the more difficult shot, landing in this tight zone. After that, like you said, it's pretty much a pretty easy hyzer, just getting up the basket.
Yeah, other than the little bit of uphill run up, it's fairly easy. The basket's just punched in right there at that tree you can see right off to the left. And Dylan, I think, kept it just fairly short, 10, 15 feet away, 15 feet?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Mike pushing it out. Price should be right there around the basket also. It looked pretty good. And Ethan put a nice sidearm on this one to get it up, and he slipped a little bit. He's going to come in a bit early.
Looks like he might have pushed out to that left side to give himself some footing on the shorter grass.
Lucas up shot right there, close.
Full body commitment, still just a bit low. Had to go a little Annie to the left side of that tree.
That was a good little pressure putt for Dylan to hit it, tying up Lucas. And it looks like Lucas might be pinched off a little bit back there. And I think he hit a limb. And
limb or got a lift. You can see the leaves blowing a little bit harder. Wind hasn't really been a factor too much all day, but I think that might have gotten his putt just a bit too much.
Okay, yeah, maybe just a little bit too much angle on it to where it pushed it left, and we have a tie going into 18.
We sure do. After Lucas leading by quite a few strokes, the entire first half got a little bit closer. The first round here at Shiprock, we now have a two-way tie for the lead going into hole 18. Par 3, 289 feet, OB to the right side. Try to throw either a hyzer up the hill to the right side of the main tree, or a turnover or a forehand through the left side of the main tree.
Yeah, and at 289 feet, it's uphill the entire way. So it's probably a little closer to 310 or so. And again, this is not very skippy grass. So, you get like a 1 or 2 bounce, but it doesn't go very far from where it hits. Mike will have a putt from there. Dylan and Lucas both, and Ethan, they all have the distance to throw a hyzer at this thing. I think Dylan's going max again.
And he wants to put this close to put pressure on Luke.
Yeah, he got a good height on that. That looks parked.
Oh, turned catch cam around. I think that's long.
Oh, that is long. Wow.
To the edge of the parking lot.
Another one of those holes that I barely can get to, and he's almost going OB in the parking lot.
So Lucas maybe saw the catch cam turn around, but maybe doesn't know how close Lucas is. So he wants to put this close, obviously.
Yeah, I think Lucas has his felon a little bit low. He needs a skip.
A little bit.
Yeah, Lucas left himself with probably about a 50-footer, I guess. So it's going to be up to some Lucas and Dylan, who hits the putt on 18 to see who's going to take this. Or will they both hit the putt?
That would be something.
Oh, man, Dylan did go far. Like I said, it plays like it's 310, so and he's a good 45 feet away. So I'm sure him and Lucas went up there to see who was out, because I know when it's a pressure putt like this, I always want to putt second if I'm inside. He's got the height.
Oh.
It's just floated left. So Lucas will have a chance to take the win once he's up to putt. Moser at about 45 feet. A little bit low.
All you can ask for is a putt to win a tournament, right?
Yeah, and it looks, let's see, how far is he out? Looks to be about 40-footer. And you can tell the wind has started picking up. So Lucas, 40-footer to win the North Gods Championship. Taking a little bit extra time, getting his focus right. Gets a little low. And, that was a good putt. He was pretty far out. He just, he had a good line on it. He was just a little bit of ways.
Yeah, left the right wind, maybe pushed that hyzer putt down more than he expected.
And he's got, what would you say, 18-foot comebacker. And I'll tell you what, when it's not an easy putt at this time of the round. 72 holes later, you got to hit this to push into what looks to be like we're going into a playoff. As long as Dylan drops in, and I'm pretty sure he's right there under the basket.
Yeah, I was going to say, Dylan looked like he actually changed his putt style up through a little floaty bid up there just to make sure that he didn't go long. I think we can kind of see his disc on the right side of the frame right now. So he should be right there, and it looks like we are going to a playoff.
And so with the playoff coming, most likely, unless the TD is specified differently, you'll play the exact same layout from hole 1 and play all the way through until somebody outright wins. So sometimes you'll see tournaments that say, play hole 1 and 2 and then go to 4, but it has to be in the caddy book put out by the TD. If not, you just play them all until somebody wins. So we are going into a playoff.
Overtime. Here we go. Super exciting stuff. 4 rounds, 72 holes. Wasn't enough for these two guys. So they're going to keep going until somebody is up.
So we got Dylan going Destroyer. And as we've seen already twice, he's going to try to put this thing all the way around the backside. Nice little gallery watching right now. And it looks like his release was in a good spot.
Yeah,
He's
probably
shaking
right
his...
around where he usually is. Didn't really like it. Yeah, he was shaking his head.
Okay, here we go. Verdict over the trees. There's a Mando right there at the left side of your screen that he has to go around. I still can't believe this is a shot. You know,
Huge sky hyzer. Where does it
he
come
really
down?
unloaded on that one. Right there on the edge. A little bit of a roll. Look at that.
Oh, still rolling.
Still rolling.
Oh,
he got an extra
him.
8 feet on that.
So Dylan, right on, that's actually an out of bounds line long. He's in bounds, but close enough that he's getting his meter relief out from the taller grass.
Correct. And that's why he was shaking his head, because he thought he'd thrown it OB once he released. But nope, he's got an up and down zone shot, probably 250 feet from where he's at.
And probably about 100 feet further than Lucas from where he wound up.
Taking a little extra time, making sure he throws where he wants it to. That zone's overstable, it'll come back.
Oh, and absolutely parks it.
And that's what you're looking to do when you're in a playoff, man. You want easy drop in birdies. You want you want the person you're playing against to make the mistake. You want to show them, I'm under the basket. What can you do? You know, Lucas is a little bit tight. All he has to do is get this harp out to the right, let it fall in. And he's just done an early
bit.
Stalled off early release. He'll have a tricky putt from around the tree, 25, 26 feet away. He knows Dylan is under the basket. There's no reason to leave it short. You put everything into it. And at 16 years old, this kid he's unbelievable. That's such a solid, good putt for anybody. You know, not many people in a playoff can go up there and hit a 26-footer dead center like that.
Yeah, the nerves of steel that he's showing in this playoff, the whole round, the whole tournament, really. We've been fortunate to see him on our card the entire tournament and just loving the play that he has.
Okay, we got hole 2. This is that one down to the right. If you push it too far, there is the river back there. So Dylan's going flat-footed zone. He's going to try to push it up straight ahead to the top of that tree line you see and let it dump right. And it looks to be that looks like a great line, maybe a little strong.
Ooh,
a little
into
strong.
The tall grass, yeah.
Into the tall grass, probably circle's edge. That grass is going to give him a little bit of problem for putting, but he's a strong enough putter. I'm sure he's got a good shot at it.
Yeah, a little adrenaline maybe pushed him a bit longer than he was aiming for.
It's such a tight gap and such a tremendous big drop off that it's tough. This might be it looks like a harp, but I'm really not sure what he's flicking here. And it looks to be that they're about the same. I'm going to say Dylan's probably a step or two farther away and has the high grass to deal with. Lucas looks to be about 22 feet away.
Yeah, so similar to 18, we have another putt off.
So Dylan needs to hit this to take the lead and put the pressure on Lucas.
Oh.
He had a great height on it. He pushed it a little bit right. It's not over yet.
Yep, Lucas has to make his putt.
Lucas has to make his. He's taking a couple stretches, probably getting his breathing correct. He's a good 25 feet away, 22 feet away. This is no easy putt, even when you had a gallery watching you to win the tournament. B tier, 4-rounder. Team Westside Disc, Lucas. Go! Dead center for the win. This kid is going places. He is so good. I was so glad I got to to play with him that first round.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. This kid's freaking amazing. Third B-tier win. Lucas Oberholtzer, Hess.
Hey, thank you, Eric. Thanks so much. This is an awesome tournament.
You want to say anything?
Thanks a lot to Westside. This flew great today. Thanks to all my friends out here supporting me, and just awesome card mates all day. Eric and all the Norse gods too for running a great event. It was a lot of fun. Thanks, guys.
And there I am. I finally showed up in the video again.
There you go. So congratulations to Lucas Oberholtzer Hess. Great 4 rounds put it together. Took a couple extra holes to get there, but in the end, he was able to make the putt, take it down over another great tournament by Dylan Horst.
Yeah, so thank you again for inviting me to do commentary on all these rounds. I actually jumped up into 4th.
You did it. You made the
After being
lead card. Too bad the
I made the
tournament's
lead
now
card.
over.
All I needed was a 5th round, and I could have played with y'all guys on film again. I shot a 10:34 rated round to finish my tournament. Thank you, Latitude 64, for everything you do for me. Thank y'all for the invite again to do commentary. I hope to do it again one day.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you again one last time to our supporting sponsors, Carbella Design and Tona Group. And thank you to all of you who have stuck with us, watched this entire exciting tournament. We are going to be back again doing lots of tournaments in the area, all Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maryland, southern upstate New York. So make sure you subscribe, check out all those and everything else that we do. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next hole.